I was crying in my ID picture. Yeah. So, as some of you may know, I went blind in this eye years ago. I don't even know how long, over 5 years now. I know, crazy. And I also suffer from severe migraines, several different kinds of migraines. One of those being ocular migraines. I had no clue what that even was until about 2 years ago when I had my first one, and I had no clue what was going on. Thought I was having a stroke. Turned out it wasn't a stroke, it's just a certain type of migraine that some people get, and it just makes you see really crazy stuff. It looks like you're in one of those what are those turning things called? You know, the kaleidoscope, a flippin' kaleidoscope. It kind of has like a kaleidoscope feel, and then just some other weird stuff that goes on. It's kind of different for everyone, but that's like the general, you know, the gist of it. You basically get one of those involuntarily in your eye and you see it. It also just kind of makes you like disoriented. It's weird, it's crazy, yeah. Some people only have them once in their life and then never have one again. Some people they're reoccurring for. It just depends on the person. I've had now 3. And the third time being at the DMV when I was getting my license. Yeah! And they just kind of happen like out of the blue. Like you just, okay, it's there. The symptoms to them are very similar to a stroke. And I actually had a stroke when I was a young teenager. So when I have one of these migraines, it really stresses me out because I'm like, is it a stroke? Is it just a migraine? Who knows? Fun surprise. We'll find out in a few minutes when it passes. If it passes. Luckily, so far, they've all been just migraines again and not another stroke. Hey, that's cool. Okay, now that the backstory is in place. So I was at the DMV and I had to get a new license because I moved to Florida and I'm just now doing it even though it's been like a year and you're supposed to do that like right away. Anyway, it was very busy and they give you like the little cards with a number on it, like when you're at the deli and then, you know, your number's called and you're like, that's me, and then you go get it. Did anyone else used to like take those numbers and get in trouble when they were younger? And then I would also take like the coupons that they would have. I just was like, free goodies for me. I just uploaded a TikTok a few minutes ago and it started doing really well, so I had to like pause the video because I was like, wow, that's cool. Good to see it. You'll love to see it. Anyways, back to the story. So I'm sitting there, I'm all like disoriented, my vision's going out, and I'm like, what the hell are the odds that this is happening when I'm about to get my driver's license and I'm gonna have to do a vision test? I was like, what and the absolute shit? Why me? Why me? So I'm like super stressed and I'm like, okay, I've already been sitting here for like hours at this point. I was like, hopefully it'll pass before it's my time to go up there and have to, you know, do my little vision test. You know, get my picture done, get the new ID. It didn't. It was actually during like the peak of the whole little ordeal when my number was called up naturally, and I'm up there, I'm already struggling. The whole time as I'm walking up there, I'm telling my boyfriend, I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to pass this. I'm so scared they're not gonna give me my license because of what's going on right now, even though this is like a not common thing. Like the last time this happened was years ago. But anyways, I'm so stressed. I get up there and I'm like telling the guy my information. My boyfriend's kind of helping me because I'm all like disoriented. Also, side note, the dude handled it like an absolute champ because truly, if I was in his position, I would not have given me my license that day. Anyway, so I'm trying to keep it together. And then comes the time where I have to do the dreaded eye test. So I'm up there and I'm looking through it and I can only see like some of it. And he's like, can you read those back to me? And I'm like, okay. And I'm reading like everything I can. And he's like, can you read those first few for me? I was like, I can't. And he was like, oh, you know, just try again. And I absolutely lost it because I couldn't see it. It wasn't there. And it was so frustrating. I just looked at my boyfriend. I was like, I can't do it. It's not there. And he was like, okay, unfortunately, I can't give you your driver's license. So I'm trying so hard, like my eyes are watering. I'm like, I was like, I need just my ID then because we are trying to get universal passes and I had to show that I'm a Florida resident and every resident. Blah, blah, blah. The first picture, I wish I'd gotten a picture of, because I was like actively crying in the ID picture for that, and it was brutal. So after the picture though, I'm like filling out some more stuff, and I remembered, I was like, holy shit, I forgot to tell him I'm blind in one eye. I have to take a different eye test. Like, I don't take the same eye test. But from where I was so just like disoriented, it did not even cross my mind. So I asked the guy, I was like, hey, I'm blind in one eye. Could I retake the test for like the vision impaired test, whatever you wanna call it? And he was like, what? Yeah, sure. And I passed it, and then I started like crying again. Keep in mind, I'm still disoriented throughout like this whole thing. I'm struggling. It was an emotional roller coaster, but I got my driver's license, and I am crying in that picture, but I was able to like hold myself together better in it. And I'm up there, and he was like, you can smile if you want. And I'm thinking, buddy, if I do any other emotion right now, I'm gonna absolutely lose it in the middle of the DMV, and I've been through enough. So my picture really looks like a mugshot. Focus, focus. There it is in all its glory. And also peep my signature, that is just scribbles, because I was like, I just want to get the hell out of here. My boyfriend is an absolute champ for handling that as well as he did also, because it was such a weird, stressful situation. And afterwards we went to Arby's, and I got like an ice water, and I'm like leaning out of the car, pouring ice water on my head to just kind of like try and like snap back into it, because I'm still feeling super weird from the migraine, like it's still there. And like I'm getting ice cubes, and I'm like rubbing them on the bottom of my feet, trying to just like perk myself up to be more alert. It was a time, let me tell you. Then my vision went back to normal. Why it stresses me out so much is because I'm already blind in the left one, so like when stuff happens in this one, I can't see like anything, and I'm just like, no, no. Do not do this to me. I need this. I love you so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this story time. Mwah.